Yeah, good morning, everyone. Uh, we are seeing some correction continuing in the US market. Uh, After Friday bounce back, we again saw correction in the US market on Monday. Whatever the gain we had seen in the US market in S&P 500 on Friday, the Monday decline was more of a similar or marginally higher than that. And even the futures in US markets are down. What we are seeing now, and also where we discussed in the uh, earlier meeting, that the concern of Fed on increasing inflation and which may lead to higher interest rates is playing and is likely to have an impact on the US market, and that is getting now visible. What we are seeing that earlier there was an improvement in economy and there was a support from stimulus. Now, what we are seeing, the economic growth may be coming off or maybe bit lower, and also the policy support which was there is now likely to decline. So this is having the impact on the US market, and being uh, largest market is also likely to have impact on the other market as well. Apart from that, the tech stocks declined more because of expectation of increasing interest rates, which impact their valuation with the increase in the interest rate, and they were declined more. Apart from that, if you see the Asian market as well, China continues to remain closed for holiday, and this week they will remain closed. But apart from that, other markets are seeing the decline, and Japan is declined more. And in commodity, if you see the oil prices jumped to almost 81.7 level, and this was mainly the OPEC plus yesterday meeting has not agreed to increase any production, which earlier they had planned to increase 4 lakh barrels. So they stick to that mark of 4 lakh barrel increasing per month. Market was expecting that they may increase by around 8 lakh barrels, but that has not happened, and that's why we saw multi-year high of oil prices at around 81.7 today. Apart from that, aluminum is also moving up by around 2%, and copper has also moved up by 1%. This is more of a LME rate as China is off for holiday. So overall, market scenario looks a bit dicey. We saw yesterday a big gain in Indian market, so we are vulnerable to decline as well. India is seeing strong cash flow of domestic economy, and as such, we are outperforming the international market. But we need to follow the international market as well. So now I'll request technical team to take up
Yes,
from
thank you,
here.
sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Today, the market is likely to open with some gap down, almost by 80 to 90 points on the downside, which means that the Nifty is going to open at around 17,600 levels. Now, for the today intraday purpose, 17,570 will act as a crucial support level. If the Nifty breaks that level on a closing basis, then this selling pressure is likely to be continued, which might take a Nifty towards 17,400 to 17,300 levels on the downside. But for the today intraday purpose, the first support is placed at 17,570. Below that level, 17,500 levels can be seen. On the higher side, 17,700 will be the immediate resistance level. If it's break that level, then only we can see some pullback rally, which might take a Nifty towards 17,800 to 17,840 levels. From the last 2 days, we are witnessing that the Nifty is just hovering within the range of 300 points as of now, that 17,500 to 17,700 levels. A breakout on either side will decide the clear trend of the market. As of now, the market is just trading within the range bound trading session as such. But yeah, stocks are really doing very well. So one can just concentrate more into the stock specific trading with the strict stop losses. On the Bank Nifty front, yesterday we have seen a great bounce back rally on the Bank Nifty, but it doesn't give the breakout of 38,000 levels. It's facing a very strong resistance of that level. Today, for the today intraday purpose, the immediate resistance is placed at 37,500 since we are getting a gap down opening. So on our first resistance will be 37,500. Above that level, we can see some pullback rally up to 37,700 and then 3800 levels. Whereas on the downside, 37,500 will be the first support level. If it's break that level, then the selling pressure is likely to be intensified, which might take a Bank Nifty on a low side towards 37,300 to 37,100 levels. So these are the important support and resistance levels on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Going ahead with the Nifty Finance, for today intraday purpose, 18,300 will be the first support zone. If it's break that level, then 18,200, 18,100 level can be seen on the downside. Whereas on higher side, 18,500 and 18,600 are the immediate resistance zones. Since today is the gap down opening, we will just see whether the market support consolidate near the supports levels, and accordingly we will initiate a calls. Either will be a buy or the sell calls. I think that's it from my end. I request you guys to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Swati. Good morning, everyone. So as per yesterday's derivative data, we have seen major short covering rally has been seen not only from the index specific front, but also from the stock specific front. As per the OI positions which we are seeing, as Nifty got a short covering from the level of 17,450 level. So for intraday, 17,450 will act as an important support level. Once if Nifty breaks 17,450 level, then we might witness some selling pressure towards 17,300 levels. Overall strength which we are seeing in the Indian market is completely from the sector specific, like banking, metal, auto, and chemical sector. The negative zone which we are seeing in today's trading session is due to the global scenario. As per the global market negativity, we are seeing some pressure in the Indian market also. But as per the Indian market, the stock specific strength looks positive in the market. As you are seeing that as per the OI positions, market looks positive, and as per the PCROI also, we have seen PCROI yesterday closed at 1.08 level. So PCROI also got a stable between 0.90 to 1.10 level. Once PCROI comes up above 1.15 level, then again we will see the buying momentum to get increased in the market. After many days, we are seeing that the FIs are into net cash positions. So again, this is also showing positive strength. So overall data point we are seeing as per the derivatives front is looking positive. The pressure which we are seeing today is the SGX also covered. SGX was almost around 160 minus points. From that, it is almost around 60 points. So strength is looking positive. I am expecting in the second half, market is likely to again show some buying momentum strength in the market. As per the stock specific, which we are seeing, the major breakouts have been seen is from Deepak Nitrite, Aarti Industry, Tata Motor, SBI, and DLF. Thank you. That's it for the day.
Good morning. M&M Financial has declared its collection efficiency, which has improved to 100% in the month of September, from 97% in August and 95% in July, which is healthy. Disbursements during Q2 was at 6,450 crores, which is higher than even the Q3 and Q4 run rate of around 6,100 crores of last year. So overall, a positive show, and the strength that the stock is witnessing should continue going forward. ICICI Lombard General Insurance will be witnessing a stake sale by an AXA Group company, which will be selling around 3.8% stake. The price range will be between 1498 rupees and 1577. So at 1498, it will represent around a 5%. So that will be the maximum discount from yesterday's closing price. So expect a lower opening on this stock. HFCL has bagged an order of 288 crores from Railtel Corp, which is a PSU telecom company, for setting up a network infrastructure for defense forces. This is marginally positive. HDFC Bank has given out its business update for Q2. It is marginally positive. Loan growth was at 4.4% quarter on quarter, which is decent. Year on year, it is at 15%. So on a year on year basis, since last 3 quarters, if we see it, it has been in this around this figure of 15% mark only. CASA ratio, although has improved to around 4-year highs, it is at 46.8% compared to 45.5% in June quarter and 41.6%. So on a year-on-year basis, it is a very good improvement. That's it from my side.
Good morning. Vedanta came up with its Q2 business update. Aluminum production for the quarter rose by 4%. Metal output also climbed by 4%, while oil and gas output remained flat. Iron ore production was down by 11% year on year and 10% sequentially. Saleable steel production was higher by 13% year on year, mainly due to COVID-19 restriction, and was flattish quarter on quarter. Copper production came at 30,000 tons, up by 22% year on year, and 7% sequentially, mainly due to resumption of domestic copper demand in the market. Power sales was down by 27% year on year, but up by 7% sequentially. This is neutral for the company. Hindustan Zinc also came out with its business update. Integrated metal production for the quarter was down by 12% year on year at 0.24 million ton on account of extended shutdown at one of the roasters at Chanderia smelter for maintenance purpose. Integrated zinc production was down by 14% sequentially, and so was lead and silver production. This is negative for the company. Thank you.
We are done for the day. Thank you very much.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.